Romans didn't just conquer the ancient world, they did it with style, engineering, and a weapon arsenal that basically said, "Defeat is inevitable. Please line up for your preferred ending." But here's the part people forget. Roman weapons weren't just designed to kill you, they were designed to ruin your morale, your shield, your battle strategy, your weekend plans, and, occasionally, your entire civilization. Today, we're breaking down every major Roman weapon, from spears that solved 90% of Rome's battlefield problems, to swords designed for organized stabbing, to siege engines that were basically ancient artillery without safety guidelines, regulations, or any concern for collateral damage. Strap in, this is going to be violently educational. First up, the Pilum, the Roman throwing spear. Simple, elegant, horrifying. The IKEA of ancient murder tools. It was designed to pierce shields, bend on impact, make shields unusable, collapse enemy formations, and force opponents to file emotional complaints with HR, hoplite resources. Here's the genius. Most armies threw javelins. Rome threw javelins that disabled your equipment and made you question the benefit of standing in the front line. Once a Pilum hit, your shield became a gym weight, your arm endurance became a joke, your formation became interpretive chaos dance, and the Romans became very, very close. Roman tactics were simple. 1. Throw the pila. 2. Watch opponent struggle. 3. Charge in smiling. Repeat until empire achieved. Think of the Pilum as Rome's way of sending a "please panic responsibly" notification. And if you're wondering whether this was effective, yes. So effective that dozens of civilizations collapsed while trying to figure out how to fix a bent spear stuck in their favorite shield. Ah yes, the Gladius, Rome's most iconic short sword. Compact, efficient, the ancient equivalent of, "I'd like to speak to your torso." The Gladius wasn't made for flashy swings or heroic duels. It was a mass-production stabbing tool for men standing shoulder to shoulder in a formation that basically turned into a moving blender. The Gladius was lightweight, terrifyingly sharp, perfect for tight formation fighting, ideal for shield wall peek-and-poke combat, and the Roman soldier's emotional support weapon. Training manuals literally instructed, "Stop slashing like barbarians. Stab! It works!" And here's the thing, it really did. A Roman soldier with a gladius could strike from behind a shield, stab upward under an enemy shield, jab downward at legs, thrust into ribs with mathematical precision, and still have enough energy left to complain about rations. Barbarians with giant swords? Big swings, big energy, big openings. Romans? 3 inches forward, repeat, empire expanded. The Pugio, the Roman dagger. Small, elegant, terrifying in close quarters. Think of it as, in case of emergency, break formation and stab someone. It served as a backup weapon, a stealth tool, a status symbol, and an accessory for solving political disagreements. We're looking at you, Julius. The Pugio was often beautifully decorated, because if you're going to commit treason, you might as well accessorize. Roman soldiers also used the Pugio for cutting rope, for camp chores, intimidation, and occasionally reminding someone to pay them back. A soldier without a Pugio wasn't unarmed, just poorly accessorized. As Rome expanded, they discovered something important. Longer swords are, pretty useful. So, they upgraded the Gladius into the Spatha, a longer blade originally used by cavalry. Why? Because stabbing people from a horse with a tiny 18-inch sword is both impractical and hilarious. The Spatha offered a longer reach, wider slashes, better horseback effectiveness, improved slashing angles, and a 30% increase in dramatic flair. Fun fact, by the late Empire, infantry adopted Spathae too, partly because they were effective, and partly because everything was collapsing around them and a longer sword felt comforting. The Spatha became the backbone of late Roman warfare, and its design influenced medieval swords for nearly 1,000 years. Not bad for a weapon that started as the Gladius but make it long. Before the Pilum stole all the drama, the Hasta was Rome's OG spear. Solid, reliable, the Toyota Corolla of ancient weapons. Used by early Roman heavy infantry, the Hasta was perfect for keeping enemies away, puncturing armor, maintaining formation, and enforcing personal space. In battle, it essentially said, "Please maintain a respectful distance while I rearrange your internal organs." Not flashy, not glamorous, but extremely good at its job. Every army needs that one dependable coworker who doesn't complain, doesn't seek glory, and keeps the whole organization functioning. For Rome, that was the Hasta. Rome didn't rely on just one throwing spear. They used an entire arsenal of javelin types. Light javelins? Long-range harassment. Medium javelins? When in doubt, throw medium and walk out. Heavy javelins? Delete target mode. To understand Roman javelins, picture this. A soldier winds up, calculates distance, compensates for wind like an ancient physicist, and then casually ruins someone's day from 30 meters away. Auxiliaries who specialized in javelin throwing could hit targets with shocking accuracy, sometimes closer to sniper precision than random thrower. Rome didn't just throw spears. They weaponized geometry, velocity, and your inability to dodge things traveling at 120 kilometers per hour. Slings. Yes, slings. The thing David used against Goliath. Roman slingers could hurl stones or lead bullets at speeds that would make modern baseball pitchers cry. A good slingshot could fracture skulls, break shields, punch through armor, hit targets at 150 meters, and leave survivors saying things like, "Wait, what just hit me?" Sling bullets were sometimes inscribed with messages like "Take this," "Catch," and "Ouch," which is honestly the peak of ancient trolling. It may look like a child's toy, but the sling was so dangerous that entire units were dedicated to mastering it. Never underestimate a weapon you could make from shoelaces. When handheld weapons weren't enough, Rome rolled out the big boys. Ballista. A giant crossbow mounted on a frame. It fired bolts the size of fence posts, with enough force to ruin not just your day, but your architectural plans. Great for sieges, fortifications, anti-personnel, and scaring your enemies into changing career paths. Scorpio, a smaller, rapid-fire ballista. Think of it as the ancient machine gun, minus everything that makes a machine gun safe, stable, or portable. Onager, Rome's yeet machine, a catapult designed to throw heavy stones, burning projectiles, and occasionally decomposing heads for psychological warfare. The onager didn't care about accuracy, just vibes, and those vibes were, good luck defending that wall. If Rome couldn't walk through your defenses, they would simply erase them using early access siege technology powered by raw spite and rope tension. The Scutum wasn't technically a weapon, but if something can bash, shove, crush, stun, and psychologically flatten you, it counts. The Scutum was the backbone of Roman formations, the foundation of the testudo, a mobile wall, and a blunt force trauma machine. With a Scutum, every Roman soldier became harder to kill, harder to push, harder to intimidate, and significantly better at winning arguments. Without the Scutum, the Gladius was just a very angry butter knife. And that's every major Roman weapon. From the Pilum that sabotaged shields and self-esteem, to the Gladius, Rome's favorite torso-seeking device, to artillery so powerful it turned stone walls into ancient emotional support gravel. Rome didn't dominate through luck. They engineered warfare like a group project where everyone else forgot they were signed up. If you enjoyed this breakdown, subscribe and tell us which Roman weapon you'd bring to a battle you would totally lose anyway.